Well, welcome to the AFCI Beyond Cinema Studios here at Sundance. We are here with the people behind Under the Electric Sky. And so we were just talking about the dynamics and the hugeness of this. I thought it was interesting that your crew was like, no expenses spared in putting on the EDC. And I wondered, were any expenses spared making the documentary about putting on the EDC?
Yes, some expenses were spared,
yeah.
but we were given an amazing opportunity to shoot with, a large number of cameras, with three 3D format cameras. And we had a pretty big team there over the 3 days and in the lead up to it. So it was, it definitely was done. It was done on a budget, but we also really did have the freedom to actually make the movie the way that we wanted to. That's our theme music.
Yeah.
Every time I tell a lie, that music will sound.
Yeah.
He does not agree with what you just said.
Lie detector. All right, I'll tell you the real story.
No, and actually in your Q&A or a little bit last night, you mentioned that you actually sought them out to make the documentary. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did seek them out because my wife brought me to a Katy Perry movie and I loved it, so wrote down, waited for the credits, got the info, and then searched them out. But what was perfect about the situation is they were exploring dance music at the time, so it really, the synergy was there. It came together pretty quickly. It was great.
And one of the things that I think with the prior movies as well as this movie that shows is obviously you have this music story, but then you come up with these other stories that are brought in. And I wondered how you found the people that were profiled and how you narrowed it down to be, you wanted these specific genres of people basically coming together to be the characters in this film.
I think we did. Pasquale did a lot of outreach through social media, and but we also had sort of more traditional casting outreach, and it was really important for us to make a film that definitely appeals to fans of EDM and EDC, but really had a much more universal appeal as well. And so that sort of drove us to find stories that represented all different kinds of people, and both geographically, emotionally, and so that was definitely really important. And we definitely covered more people than ended up in the film, but that was our goal was to really find people that you could connect with and follow through their journey, and through the music and their experience at EDC.
And were you happy with who they chose, or did you have part in selecting those as well?
Yeah, no, I was very happy. It was hard. It was a hard decision. There was a lot of good people that submitted, and everyone weighed in, more people than just us. And I think it turned out great. We're very happy with it.
Were you nervous at all in bringing it to the big screen? Were you wondering how they could possibly convey what you want to do through the Electric Daisy Carnival onto the big screen?
Now you're on the spot.
Yeah, I wasn't nervous. I just wanted it to be right, and something that is a hard message to get out there because we come from such a rock and roll culture, hip hop, pop. Dance music is so different. Now I was just saying earlier, to someone else that it's taken 20 years for dance music to rise above ground and get the respect that it's getting now, and it's because it's so different. It's been hard for people to find a way to market it, and because it's not just about what's going on stage, it's about the whole happening, and that's what I wanted to see happen. And I don't think anyone could have done it as well as they did it. People have tried for years and years and years, and then they resort to let's do a DJ one because the rock and roll and hip hop we do that, so let's focus on what the DJ is doing, and those haven't giving people any light about the culture and what the spirit is of everything that's happening. So I was excited, and that's why I wasn't going to take no for an answer when I finally found them. I felt they could do it, and I feel they did an amazing job. It's the closest thing to actually being there, which is a whole nother thing.
It did feel that way, definitely with the 3D glasses. I mean, when it was night 1 or night 2, when you were there, I definitely felt like something was happening.
I think also when you see it in a theater surrounded by other people, that is kind of partly experiencing it again. You know, the music moves you in certain ways, but you're experiencing it with a group of people, and that's just what EDC is like. And I think that's the appeal that Pasquale was talking about of dance music. It's about a kind of shared experience, and those experiences are sort of seeming like they're ever more rare in contemporary culture.
And not taking anything away from the amazing artists that are at the show. I mean, they are super talented, and we always want the best of the lineups. But there's so much more. There's so much going on to make the event 100%. And I feel like that was accomplished. I think they did that. We showed the great shots from the DJ's perspective. Even a fan, you know, got to experience that view, and then got into the crowd and got the stories behind the fans, which was great.
Well, and we also see in the movie how meticulous you are about everything and how specific you are. Was that something you guys knew going into it, that he was going to be like that, and maybe that you would need to work with him in that way to make sure he was happy with everything?
Well, I mean, you know, obviously this is, you know, has been Pasquale's, you know, dream and baby and whatever for, you know, for years and years, and that's, you know, it's daunting to want to take that on, and you want to be, you know, honor the integrity and the spirit of what he's worked really hard to create. So I think, you know, it was definitely, you know, conversations about, you know, are we telling the, you know, the story truthfully, and also, you know, reflecting the spirit of EDC.
And did you guys learn anything about the culture, or did you see things that you were unaware of? And
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we learned. You know, neither Jay nor I were ravers. You know, hard to believe. I know.
Are you now? Are you?
Maybe
yeah,
maybe a bit.
I don't even have my candy on, my candy bracelet on. So.
But I mean, but the fun. One of the things that was sort of interesting when we first took this on, I wanted to watch the Woodstock documentary again, which I hadn't seen for years and years, and I think that and the tagline of that was 3 days of peace, love, and music, or something. And the thing that's sort of interesting, one of the things that I think is interesting about EDC is that there is still this culture of people who take the idea of plur, peace, love, unity, and respect, extremely seriously. And you know, in the kind of cynical times we live in, it's kind of cool to see that there are people who really take that to heart and really believe in it. And it's hard not to kind of get swept up in that when you're a part of it. You really feel this sense of peace and love around you. You really do. It's an amazing experience, and I would not have believed that I would feel that way. So yes, I definitely experienced something new.
And once you saw the final product, did you see anything about it that maybe, even though you've been in it and this has been your world, did you see anything that maybe you hadn't?
I saw for the first time a film that gave you a glimpse of what happens at these shows, which is something that's been extremely difficult, you know. So to see that was huge for me, and they did it. So.
And how is it being here at Sundance? I mean, this is a different experience for you too. I mean.
Yeah, I mean it's surreal. You know, 20 years ago I was doing. I mean, you know, even 5 years ago, you know, I've had a lot of challenges. And you know, it's been a culture that to me, I've seen the beauty in it from the very start, and to see it now spreading on this level is a great thing.
Pasquale feels right at home though, because there are a lot of people in giant furry boots.
Yeah.
So that kind of helps him feel a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Actually, you know, it is definitely for Jane and myself, going to the director's brunch and hearing Robert Redford speak, and understanding a bit, you know, a bit more about the roots of this festival. I think there is a wonderful kind of maverick, independent spirit to this festival, and I think that's something that Insomniac shares. And you know, the EDC world is a kind of, you know, as you can see from the movie, it is kind of an unusual kind of group of mavericks who put this whole thing together.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last time we were here, we were shooting Project Greenlight, so it was a completely different experience, nearly got trampled in a Ben J-Lo stampede. So it was like, this is a much more sort of calm and, not calm, but it's like,
you got trampled by a stilt walker covered in furry toys.
Yeah, exactly.
You walk out of it all glittered up.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, congratulations. It was really fun. I really liked it a lot. So
thank you
maybe
very much.
maybe I'll
Thank
be
you.
there.